A lot of people probably have this first question, but how does one actually become a personal trainer? Like, let's say they wake up and, hey, I got inspired. I want to be a personal trainer. Like, what's the next step? What do I do?
So, what I would recommend is first and foremost, you want to get yourself in the best possible shape of your life because while I was going through the process of getting my certification, I was learning a lot on my own,
Hmm.
really for years, and I was struggling with putting weight on. So I was figuring that out while I was studying for my certification. I was
Hmm.
changing my own physique. So really, in person training, you want to look the part because you're going to be much more successful if you look the part. If you don't look the part, it's going to be an uphill battle. I'm not going to lie to you. Like if you
Hmm.
40, 50, 60 pounds overweight, you might want to get that under control before you go into personal training, from my personal, in my personal opinion. Um, Now, that being said, there's a lot of certifying bodies. You got ACE, you got NASM, you got, uh, man, I'm trying to think of all of them off the NSCM. You got a lot of different certification bodies that are good. Um, I like the fact that with NASM, they're a highly respected organization, highly marketed. A lot of companies know about them. It's a good way to get your foot in the door. It's a good certification that's respected, um, and you can do like a finance plan. You know what I'm saying? Like you can
Hmm.
make payments on your certification course, so you don't have to pay the whole 500 to 1500 all at once. You can break it up, and that was what slowed me down when I was younger because I wanted to initially become a trainer when I was 18 years old, and
Oh,
I didn't have all the money up front to get the certification. So when I found out you could make payments, um, I was like, oh, that's a no-brainer because I know I could pay off 15, 1600 over. I think you got like 2 years or something like that. Like I know I can do it in payments. You know what I
hmm,
mean? So yeah.
okay. No, it's interesting you brought up for anyone that's wondering what NASM stands for, it stands for National Academy of Sports Medicine. And that's the one I've heard that there are various certifications out there, but I've heard that that one is the most recognized and kind of seen as the best one. So if you get that one, then it's kind of like that's the great starting place. It's based on what I've heard. Would you say that's true?
Um, I would say there's some truth to that. It's one of the best ones. From what I've heard, there are some like NSCM that are actually known to be harder, like more difficult.
Huh.
But NASM, it gives you a good base knowledge. It's not specified. Like some are more sports specified, some are more physical therapy specified. NASM gives you a good base knowledge of a little bit of everything, so you're a well-rounded trainer before
Hmm.
you go into specifying, and you can get different certifications through them. You can get a elderly population certification, or you know um, injury recovery type of certification. I don't remember a specific name right now off the top of my head, but there's lots of
Hmm.
certifications that you can take that are 3 to 6 months that you can accumulate to have specified knowledge in different areas, which increases your value, increases your marketability to work with different populations. Um, so yeah, I think NASM, in my opinion, is definitely a great go-to for a brand new trainer, and then you can branch off into what you prefer specifically. Like if you're going to work with athletes, maybe go to a few different certifications that are more specified specifically to working with athletes and things like that.
Gotcha. Okay, that makes sense because a lot of times it is important to be specialized once you kind of narrow in who you want to work with. But
Mm-hmm.
to get a more generalized point of view, that's a great one to start with. And from there, you can go into which ones you want based on who you want to work with. That determines your next step as far as which next certification.
Right, and I think, and if you after you get like 6 different certifications, I believe it is, over a period of about 2 years. I'm a little rusty. It's been a while since I was really deep into the books and everything. But you can
Right.
become a master trainer, and that just gives you a ton of knowledge, ton of marketability. See, my thing is about continually educating myself is more for knowledge, because the more knowledge I have, the more I'll be able to market myself to my clients and potential clients. Because like I haven't worked for the gym in about a year and a half now. I've been training
Hmm.
clients on my own, and I've transitioned to training clients on Zoom virtually and FaceTime. Um,
Hmm.
but when someone inquires about my services, I have a vast knowledge of how to actually help them, and that's what translates into sales. So I don't really have to sell them; they sell themselves. Because if they ask me how can I lose 20 pounds, I can break it down to a science. If you ask me how can I put on 20 pounds, like I put on 23 pounds in a year. I can break that down to a science because I did it. I went through the trenches every single day, preparing my meals, counting my calories, getting my workouts consistently, tracking my strength gains, like the whole nine.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. So you brought up, that's a good transition to probably the biggest question a lot of people have. And this been a financial channel. I can't get out of asking this question. But how much how much do personal trainers make, like on a weekly basis? Um, I know it does depend on how hard you're willing to work, because this is something where if you want to put in the work, you can make this much, but if you're lazy, you'll make this much.
Right.
Like
Yeah.
what would you say is how about this? How much would you say reasonably that someone can make as a personal trainer on a weekly basis if they work hard?
I would break it down to monthly more so, but the thing
Hey,
is,
that's cool.
as a trainer, you could make McDonald's employee salary, or you can make six figures. It's such a wide spectrum because I'm gonna be honest with you. If you're gonna work at a popular commercial gym, you ain't gonna make nothing. You're gonna make peanuts. They ain't gonna pay you nothing. I'm telling you.
Mm-hmm.
And I did the research for a good 6 months on what different gyms pay before I decided to take my first job, because you're a profit center as a personal trainer. You're bringing extra profit into the gym, and you get a percentage of that revenue. The problem is a lot of places want to pay you a tiny percentage of the revenue. So I'm not gonna. I almost mentioned specific gyms, but think of big commercial gyms, and you'll know what I'm talking about. The big ones. That's them. They don't have good. Um, they don't treat their employees well, and they tend not to have their customers at. They don't hold the customers in high esteem as well. It's all about that bottom line more than anything. So they're not going to take care of their employees or contractors. So the thing is, I found a gym that paid me 40 to 45% of the profit from what I brought in from a new client. So let's say if I sell a client a package for, let's say, 24 sessions, right? And it's like $2,600 or something like that. I'm going for each session I train them, I get a percentage of that. I get 40% of each session. So say if their sessions are $85, $90, like I used to train for, I get about, maybe 40 or $35 out of that, roughly, you know what I'm saying, per session.
Right.
And that ends up going on my check. And then you take taxes out and all that stuff like that. But, a lot of gyms, they'll pay you hourly per hour that you train a client, and you're going to end up making like, $15 an hour or something like that. And you're not working straight hours, like 8 hours a day. You're working when you're training. So you end up being at the gym all day making peanuts.
Oh, gosh.
So I had a good income. So I was working maybe 30, 35 hours a week at the gym at about $30, $35 an hour, depending on what I sold a package for. The thing is, in my gym too, I could sell, if someone wanted to pay it, I could sell my sessions for $100, $115, whatever, $100-something an hour if I wanted to. But most of my clients were $85, $90 an hour. But yeah, it depends on you. Some places have that set pay to where you're really limited on what you can make. So at my gym, it depends on how much time you're willing to spend at that gym, how much you're going to fill up your book, and how much you just want to hustle.
That
you have no life, you can make six figures.
That's why it's important to have balance, right? Because if you don't have any life, that's going to be crazy. Yeah. Yep. Okay, everyone. Sorry about that. We had a series of technical difficulties, but we're back in the saddle. So before we start having those technical difficulties, I was gonna ask. So, like, when you're working for a gym, do you determine your rates, or does the gym determine your rates?
It varies. It depends on the gym's payment structure. Some pay you a set hourly rate no matter what they're charging the client, which is bull, in my opinion. I'm gonna keep it PG. Yeah, you know what I'm saying. But
in the world of freelancing, that per hour stuff, it keeps you limited. It actually keeps people limited in general. We start charging per result. That's when you're rewarded for efficiency and making things faster and getting a better result. Versus per hour, you're punished for doing a better job, in my opinion. because you're not going to make as
Right.
much money. Yeah.
Right. So my hourly rate was based on what I sell a package for or the hourly rate that my client is paying. So if I get 40%, I get 40% of what my client's paying per session. And
Mm-hmm.
then let's say I hit a bonus that month to where I sell a ton of new sessions and all my clients renew their sessions and everything like that, which happened a lot. I did that a lot. You know what I'm saying? And you hit a certain number, it bumps your percentage up. That you receive. So let's say if you get 40% per session, it brings it up to 45% for your commission check. So you get an extra 5% on top of what you're already going to make off of your sessions if you hit a certain quota, bonuses and stuff. So that's how my pay structure was at my gym. But a lot of gyms aren't structured in a way that's really advantageous to the trainers, in my opinion.
And that's why it's so critical to do the background research before you decide on what gym you want to go work for, right?
Yeah, I would say, because my main thing really was just trying to get my foot in the door because I already had a side hustle. I already had other ways to make money. And I just wanted to get some experience under my belt.
Right,
But it was cool that I happened to find a place that paid well because I was literally scouting different gyms. I walk into the gym and I'd be like, hey, how much do y'all pay your trainers? You know what I'm saying? That's how I got hired. Literally, I walked into where I was working. I was like, what's y'all pay structure for your trainers? I'm interested. You know, I'm looking at different gyms. And then the manager, he basically sold me on the job. He's like, oh, we got the highest pay in the city, which probably true. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, word. And then I was like, oh, well, shoot, let's get it. You know, I had just got my certification a couple weeks prior to that. And it was a blessing. It just came together. You know, it came together for me.
Cool. Okay. Sup, everyone. Y'all just watched a clip from one of the episodes of the Side Hustler Society podcast. If you want to check out the full episode, you can click on the link in the description right now or click on the video that's showing in the end screen. Don't forget to subscribe if you're new and hit that bell notification if you want to be notified when another episode drops. And a thumbs up on this video is very much appreciated. I'll catch you in the next one.